Really ecstatic, excited about this group of guys. The new year has approached as well. For the most part, they worked extremely hard when we had people that are healthy. I think one day I came into practice, we had 6 people, so I had to go back out of retirement, and that's not going to work, right? So, our main intentions right now is just getting healthy, and then we have some classroom issues where we got some guys in grad school or just late classes. So we're trying to piece all that together and develop some chemistry. But other than that, I'm extremely proud of their work ethic thus far.
All right, follow up with some questions. There's been a definite arc since you've been here, building up. In year 5, are you guys where you want them to be at this point?
I would say no, because I wanted a championship. That's the ultimate goal. Success. In gradual steps is pretty good, but you ask any coach in the country, we set out and we work so hard and we prepare, just for championships. And unfortunately, our league is pretty much defined by a title or bust, with it being 13 teams. I always use the analogy, 13 dogs chasing one bone. And unfortunately, whoever wins the tournament, you have 12 sad puppies going home, and that taste has to remain in your mouth for a complete year. So, hopefully we can erase that, get past it, learn from our previous mistakes, and have a successful season once again.
Whenever a team makes the jump, there usually is a building period. Mm-hmm. Have perceptions of NC Central basketball changed during the time that you're here?
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
It's tough. You're constantly fighting for respect. You got Warren Buffett probably 5 miles to your left, and you got Bill Gates probably 10 miles to your right. So, and then you have NC State 20 miles away. So, that Tobacco Road thing, unfortunately, oftentimes we get lost in the shuffle, but we fight for our respect. And, hopefully people would take notice and understand that we play great basketball here at North Carolina Central as well.
You lost some key guys, but then you got some key guys coming back,
right.
Just in terms of the mix that you have.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
Each year nothing surprises me at all in this business of college basketball. You have to understand, to break it down a little more, it's rare that we get a kid with one high school transcript. He's probably been to 3 or 4 high schools, and that's not just us. It's pretty much all across the country. So right there, we use that as a baseline because this generation probably is not as stable as opposed to a generation with mine. So, they often, and we certainly understand that, everyone is an expert in the game of basketball. So a lot of kids get counseling in the street, at home, in AAU programs. And, you just concern yourself with the team that you have coming back. And unfortunately, as a head coach, that's all you can do.
You touch on that. I mean, that is kind of a new era now where guys are, 2, 3, 4 high schools sometimes. They also transfer within colleges. You obviously have been open to accepting guys coming in who are transferring. Is that just part of the new landscape? Yeah,
that's part of the new landscape, especially for us. I think there's certain programs that never have to recruit a junior college kid, and of course, who they are, and they can just start with freshmen, and they're basically getting pros, on the highest level. Us, one of the main things I wanted to do when I started this program was find a creative way, unlike the status quo of building things and arranging things. And we've been fortunate to receive some great transfers as well, who's helped, jump our program.
Coach, I can't imagine being in your shoes and knowing that last year y'all had that great run, and man, just one loss to a conference team. Now the season's over.
Right, it's tough. It's tough to build. I wish I had an answer on how to get past that hump other than, hard work and discipline and just hoping the stars align themselves the right way, and maybe we can get over the hump. I haven't looked at the tape, nor will I. We played extremely well. We just didn't shoot the basketball well. And unfortunately, in this game, the only way you can score is for the ball to go through the net. You can't have an interception. You can't drop kick it. Can't have a safety. Can't kick a field goal. Can't return an interception for a touchdown. The only way to score in this game is to see that ball go in the hole, and we just didn't shoot the basketball extremely well.
Is that good motivational material as the season goes on, as the team has success, that would seem to make it easy to say, hey guys, don't get big-headed, remember last year?
Right. I sure hope so, and I'm constantly reminding those guys. We broke a Division I record and et cetera, but they didn't send any championships this way. And until they send championships, we're not going to be content. we'll relish our accomplishments for probably one day, and then we got to get right back to work because this is what we signed up for. This is not an at-large bid conference where we got 4 and 5 teams going to the NCAA tournament. In building this program now, along with that comes expectations, and I don't see it as pressure. I just think it's a great opportunity to accomplish something.
You're not afraid to schedule difficulty. I'm just looking at Cincinnati, State, Wichita,
Yeah.
etc. You've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Are those almost teaching tools? Like this is the level I want you guys to strive to be at.
Exactly. I thank Greg Marshall for what he's doing at Wichita. He's been extremely great to me, just as a fellow man and a coach as always. So he agreed to play me again this year, because I thought that experience last year really helped us out. It taught us that we had to be tough. And, it was a situation where we were playing in front of 10,000 people. And I told our kids, a lot of times you're going to have to bail yourself out because they couldn't hear me. It was like I was just lip syncing and moving my mouth. So they had to bail themselves out. I thought we got off to a frigid start, but we turned it on late, and I really think that game, along with the Marquette game, served as a catapult to our season.
Your expectations coming up in 2013-14?
The preseason was amazing, of course. It was tough, but it was everything that you asked for and that you expect from a preseason. In terms of our season, I'm not going to set out a record or put out how many games we should win or how many games, who we should beat, or none of that. But our main goal is just win every day. Just has it been since I've been here, is to win every single day. And hopefully the record and the wins and the statistics and all of that take care of itself.
So how much has the culture and the expectations changed around here just in the time you've been here?
It's totally different. Just from being off, not even away from the court, just walking around campus and talking to people, the whole morale, the whole support system. You have meetings with people now. It's totally different. But, that comes with doing what you're supposed to do. If you give the people something to, come to watch and, talk about, then they're going to talk. So that's the biggest difference.
You guys are not afraid. Coach put some pretty challenging games on the schedule, and yet they've been some pretty good experiences for you already. You look at what you have now, Cincinnati, State, and Maryland, and Wichita again. What do those games mean to you guys?
This is a chance to show that basketball is basketball. Sometimes you lose kind of the sense of basketball when it's a mid-major playing a high major or a D2 playing a D1 or whatever the case may be. But you as a player, you kind of understand that, basketball is basketball. You can play in the backyard. You can play in Madison Square Garden, but at the same time, it's still basketball.
Clearly, everybody in the MEAC knows you as a passer. But do you see yourself, but you showed last year that you can score. Do you see yourself being a little bit more aggressive on the scoring end, losing, kids scoring touch?
With Stanton leaving or with Stan Kidd leaving, we lost the score, of course, but we also got great guys in. So I'm not going to set out already and say I'm just going to score more this year because that may hurt us. So whatever coach needs and whatever my teammates needs, then that's what I want to do. I'm going to do whatever I can for the team to win. If that's 0 points a game or if that's 60 points a game, I'm going to try to do it.
I think we pretty much guarantee that you will get the assist record. You're the school's all-time assist leader. What will that accomplishment mean to you?
That accomplishment and assist is funny because I'm the one that gets all the glory for it. I'm the one that gets to be up there, but that proves and that shows that I play with a lot of great players. If I can get everybody that I've given an assist to since I've been playing the chance to come and talk to them some more, that's what I would want because I get the glory on passing to them and they making and scoring the basket. Excuse me. So it's a great accomplishment just because of all the players that I've watched growing up in terms of like C.J. Wilkerson and Desmond Wells and even greats like George Gervin and Tiny Archibald, all of those guys. So I know, right now I'm not in that breath, but that's where I'm, trying to get to. So I get the glory for it, but everybody else is scoring the basketball, so they get some love too.
Is there a little devil on your shoulder that's constantly telling you, no matter how much success y'all have this season, remember last year, y'all had a great run, and it sort of fell apart at the end?
If that's the case this year, and it's the same devil that was there after Dominique got the charge called, so We had a great run my sophomore year and a great run last year. So right now we're just trying to get farther than that, and that's just pretty much overall what it is.
Bobby, you and Jeremy are two guys that have been the first 4-year players for Coach Moton. And the change in the culture all around, like you talked about, what else as far as like you guys represent that that movement up as far as the transition and the success that this program has had. What does that mean to you and Jeremy?
Man, when we first got here, I mean, of course it's not, UCLA, but we have prestige as well. We have a number of players that came through here. We have a number of coaches that's come through here. So when we first got here, we set out, to stay here all 4 years and to do something that no one else has done, excuse me. And I think now it's kind of coming to light. Like, we've been here for 4 years. We've seen the change. We've seen the tide turn. We've seen a number of different players and a number of different teams come through here. So this is, our last go-around, so we're trying to make it special.
What's it going to take this year to take down whoever, the top dog? Norfolk State won the league title last year. They're expected to do it again. We get to see them this year, amongst others. So just as far as MEAC goes, what's it going to take to win the MEAC this year and to do what we're supposed to do to get, MEAC championship?
It takes every single player that we have on our roster, every single coach that we have, every single spectator that's for us, every single column writer or everyone that's for us. It's going to take a collective effort. We're not going to be able to do it with 2 players bickering at each other or a coach that's not fully believing in us. And I know we have a coaching staff that believes we can do everything. And I know we have players that believe we can do everything. So if we have all of that, then we should be able to do it.
I'm very excited. I was this close to not getting that year, so I had a foot in the real world already. I was already starting to think, what would I do, and it didn't look so good. So when I got the news that I got this year back, man, it was great. It's really a blessing. I will not take this year for granted. I'm gonna make the most of it because I'm not even supposed to have it. So I'm gonna make the most of it, and I really do feel blessed to have it.
What are your thoughts on the preseason practice and as you guys get the season underway in about a week or two? What are your thoughts heading into it?
We first started off real rough, but that's just how it is in the beginning. But we're starting to mold together. People are starting to learn what's expected of them when they come to practice, and their roles on the team as well. I believe that if we keep going at this rate, we're getting better every day. So if we keep going at this rate, we should be ready by the time the season starts. I don't believe we're where we need to be right now at this moment, but I believe we will be when it's time to play Cincinnati.
Despite your experience here at Central, by missing last season, do you feel like you got to climb up from the bottom and prove yourself again to these guys?
That's not really – that mindset wouldn't be really from coming off an injury, but every year – because nothing's guaranteed. So every year you have to really prove yourself. You have to show coach. I mean, because I may have been a hard worker that last year, but this year may be satisfied and not work as hard. Coach will notice that. So every year you just got to prove yourself as far as being a hard worker at first and then showing yourself what you can do as far as in his offense, in his system.
Just at the time you've been here, how much have the expectations changed? The general culture here changed in terms of basketball?
From my first year, and even from what the guys have told me who were here before me, it's changing dramatically every year. First starting with how many wins we bring in every year. Last year, I believe, last year was the best year we had since I've been here. I'm sad I wasn't able to be a part of it, but it was the best year. And winning is bringing in fans. Winning is changing the culture. And winning is changing people's mindset of the basketball program, period. So I guess it's all around winning that I've been saying it. But, that's probably the biggest change from when I first came and now. I believe this year coming up we'll be expected to win. Not let's see if they win or not. I feel like now we're expected to win. And like Coach said, we will have we shouldn't compare ourselves to MEAC schools and stuff like that. We should try to be better than the team we were last year, and never become satisfied. So.
You mind sharing a little bit? You talked about getting a foot out there in the real world. What direction were you headed?
To be honest, I had talked to, well, I hadn't talked to a couple overseas scouts, but I knew I could get in contact with a couple, and but I didn't want to risk breaking any NCAA rules, so I didn't really commit to that plan yet. But that's just what I was thinking. That was what was in the back of my mind while I was out there in that stage where I just didn't know.
For you, oh, go ahead.
Right, I was just gonna say, you guys have another challenging non-conference schedule. Do you guys kind of relish some of those games? Or, getting Wichita,
Man,
Maryland State,
definitely. Just the confidence of this team has grown, so we don't want to just go play those teams anymore. We want to actually go beat those teams. I feel like that's where we're at now. So I don't know, we definitely want to bring in a couple of those wins. I don't want to think ahead, but we're excited about those games.
That's a good point, because if I'm not mistaken, the state game, you played in the state game, right? You had a good game against State Fire.
Yeah.
Would you say when you first got here, while y'all might have said, yeah, we expect to win, did y'all really think y'all could win back then?
I don't feel like everybody believed, but that's just me. I felt like it was more of a mindset of let's see how good we can do versus these teams. Let's see where we compare to these teams. But now it's kind of like, man, let's beat these teams. I mean, you see it happening all the time. So, I mean, it's not like it's impossible. Any team could fall any given night. So, man, we have a whole new mindset as far as when we play those big schools.